Week 10 of the National Football League. And coming up is the lockdown man himself, Jair Alexander.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Time to meet the Green Bay offense, and the player in charge of it, first rounder from the 2020 draft out of Utah State, Jordan Love.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. So a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Now Love. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. A lot of storylines in this matchup. The Packers have had the upper hand. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings. You think about the Dez Bryant game in the playoffs and the catch, no catch controversy. But, of course, the news here, the return of Mike McCarthy. He was the coach here from 2006 to 2018. Only Curly Lambeau himself has more wins as a Packer coach than McCarthy. And that includes Vince Lombardi. So he had quite an accomplished tenure, no doubt, including the Super Bowl win. On 4th down, Love rolling to his right. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have the Packers first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Ready? On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Throwing. Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown! Robert Tonyan, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. Crosby on now to kick it away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. Dak Prescott and Dallas taking the field for their first possession. Dak now in his 7th season in charge of the Cowboys. Time Pro Bowler. They'll start the drive with Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted. 3rd and short yardage. Prescott. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. Looking to throw. Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Throwing again on second down. Prescott. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's second down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. To the air again, Prescott. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
Well, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners. And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And the Packers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Love now to pass on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Love, they go play action now. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Love. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either, so certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Here's Prescott. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. And that last throw is going to keep him climbing that all-time passing yards leaderboard as he crosses the 25,000-yard mark now for his career.
He just recently passed Bart Starr. Next up for him, Bob Greasy. That's 2 Hall of Famers, 2 Super Bowl winners, multiple Super Bowl winners. So he's getting up with the legends now. Congratulations.
He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. And again, it's Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Lamb. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A handoff left, Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Elliott. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Lambo is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Back now at Lambeau. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth.
Here we go.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Tunyon's got it on the out route. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
All right, go.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs.
Offside, Ethan.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. At 5 yards on the play there, it's a drive will continue.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you gotta go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down.
Okay, ready?
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 52 yards on the ground for him so far. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Love to throw for it on 4th. They'll roll him out right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the 1st. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So Dak and the Cowboys down 7-6, 35 seconds to go. And the fourth down stop gives them a new lifeline, at least for the moment. He's got Elliott, and they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Packers, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town.